flip switch, you know, so now he's a conduit, like, and he's got to try to find his kid. So he's chasing her. And then all of a sudden, okay, so listen, they get their kid back. No harm, no foul. But now Kevin Bacon knows there's a missing girl in the neighborhood. And he's seen her. She's reached out to him. And he's also met her family because they have missing posters all over town now. Have you seen Samantha? Now he knows he's the only one that's seen Samantha, but he hasn't seen her alive. He's seen her fucking ghost. So he's after, like, he needs to know. He can't go to sleep without dreaming about her. He can't open his eyes without knowing whether he's asleep or awake. These dream sequences are off their fucking face. So he has a dream where he's walking down the street. And then he knocks on the neighbour's door. And there's one of the kids in there with a gun. And he goes, hey, do you want to see what I got? And he pulls out a handgun. And he's like, Kevin Bacon's trying to play it cool. Like, yeah, cool. I mean, fucking wicked. It's a gun. Like, you know, is that one of your dad's? And he goes, not today. And he's like, and he's just like, hey, whoa. And this kid blows his fucking brains out. And then Kevin Bacon wakes up. And you're like, Jesus Christ, that was done so real. You didn't know it was a dream sequence. But then he walks up. He hears the dog barking outside. He walks down the street. It's the exact same thing happened again. But now he really is awake. So he waits 10 seconds. And then we hear a bang. This kid's blown his fucking brains out. Now, he's in a coma. He might make it. He might not. We don't know. But, so, like, what I wrote down on my notes here was Kevin Bacon shows so much extreme acting. Like, he's screaming, he's fucking running, he's fucking, I don't know, he's, somebody fucking help. He's going out of his fucking mind trying to find this ghost. Now, the only other actor I think that could pull this off was Nicolas Cage. Now, I reckon if Nicolas Cage done it, we'd be waiting for the punchline. Like, we'd be waiting for it to either be shit or great. Whereas Kevin Bacon, straight off the bat, he's calm enough, he's chill enough that before he goes crazy, we believe him that he is just a fucking suburbanite fucking male who's going through this kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's great casting and that's why we're here. Now, there is a cop, right? There's this cop named Neil who has psychic abilities. He hooks up with the wife, Maggie, Catherine Herbe, and they find out what's going on. They find out that Kevin Bacon, when he was hypnotized, they flipped a switch. Now everything he can see. So it's like, he even said it. Let's see if I can come off at the top of my head. He's like, it's like he's in a tunnel with a flashlight. But the flashlight only comes on once in a while. He gets a glimpse of something. Not enough to know what it is. Only enough to know that it's there. And then she asks about her son. Like, what about Jake? Like, he's been seeing this shit for fucking, like, ever since the beginning. And he's like, your son, much better flashlight. So, alright, and that's a heads-up joke to Fatty J and Sean, because we always crack up about that one. But that's an inside joke, so whatever. But the son, he's much better at Kevin Bacon than this. The flashlight's always on. He sees Samantha all the time. He doesn't have to just wait for it to fucking work. He was born a conduit. Now, okay, so I've talked about the jokes. I've talked about all this. I've talked about the suspense. I've talked about the dream sequences. There is a fucking rape scene in that, and I always will give you a heads up because you're allowed to fast forward them. I do every fucking time, right? And you know what? Call me fucking weak as piss, but I'd rather watch fucking an old lady get a bullet in the head than watch some poor bitch fucking struggle. So fast forward it. I won't tell you where it is. You'll pick up on it. Fast forward it. I fucking do. I don't. Fatty J went outside for a couple of minutes. And came back in when the rape scene was done. And I don't blame him for that. I did it for Martyrs. I do it for fucking every movie with that bullshit in it. Just insinuate it. We don't need to know that. That shit happens in real life. Fuck that. Like, fuck that. For real. Fuck that. So fast forward that scene if you feel like it. I do every time. Now, there is a sequel. It stars Rob Lowe, Stir of Echoes 2. I've never seen it. It's not because I have a problem with it. I love Rob Lowe. And I just never got around to it. It was a straight to DVD release. Fuck, man. I think I might even watch it this afternoon. You know, I might not do a review on it, but Rob Lowe forever, man. Rob Lowe is boss. So yeah, there is a sequel, Sturvicus 2, starring Rob Lowe. I always wanted to see it. Now, there is a twist, and it's got something to do with the feathers. Now, there are jump scares in this movie too, but they're not really poured down your throat. So there's a couple of mirror scenes which are a bit piss weak, a couple of basement scenes which are a bit piss weak. But like I said a couple. You know what I mean? This movie is not for jump scares. This movie is done really well. So, and you know, the kid, Jake, is sitting there when there's a jump scare about to happen, and he's watching Night of the Living Dead, the fucking original black and white one by George A. Romero. So like fucking brilliant. Fucking, you know, you can't help that. Like, it's one of my favorite scenes. And she's like, Jake, I know you're not watching that monster movie again. He's like, well, whatever. Like, how's a 5-year-old in the late 90s watching Night of the Living Dead? What a champ. Good stuff. So, all right. So here we go. Now, there's a bit where the main character, Tom, starts losing his mind. He really needs to find out what's going on, where this ghost is, where she's buried. And he starts going off with his wife. Now, he's in the back and he's digging holes, right? And he's digging holes to try to find a dead body. And he's so intense, poured in sweat. And, you know, Kevin Bacon with his fucking six-pack, and he's fucking losing his shit with his tattoos there. You know they're not fake ones, because we've seen him in other fucking Kevin Bacon movies. They're his tattoos. And it reminds me of Jack Nicholson in The Shining, because she actually has a go at him. She's like, listen, why don't we just go inside, fucking put the shovel down, and we just calm the fuck down. And he's like, what? You want me to just stop? You want me to just go in there and just drink 6 or 7 beers and just fucking repeat it the day after, the day after, the day after, and then just, until I just grab my fucking chest and die? And he's like, no. And I won't even do it, because I could fucking keep doing it until I think I'm some kind of fucking actor, but it just fucking blows up. And she's like, not in fucking 10 years have we known each other. Have you ever fucking spoke to me like that? And if you fucking do it again, I'll fucking leave you and fuck you. So she ain't no Wendy Torrance from The Shining. You know, she's staunch. So it's like, it ain't Jack Nicholson versus fucking versus fucking Shelley Duvall. It's Kevin Bacon versus Catherine Urbay. And she's tough as shit. She's from Criminal fucking Intent. And she can take his fucking rowdy shit. So like, he doesn't really fucking get very far. He's like, oh shit, I fucked up. But she takes off and he keeps digging. Now, this is where we stop. Because I really have to stop here. So this is the film, not the book. This is the climax, the twist, and don't forget the feathers. Now, we have a happy ending. Kinda. We find out who the bad guys are. And then one of my favourite songs in the entire world gets playing. It's a song called It's Not the Spotlight by Beth Orton. I'm pretty sure she's an Aussie singer. But don't quote me on it. And, they're okay. But they're going to move now. Because, they don't want to live where that dead girl's body was found. So they're going to move. So we have this slow motion scene where they're packing their stuff back and forth. And we have a big U-Haul van. The kid's watching him. And Catherine Urbay and Kevin Bacon are walking past each other. And then they grab their hands and, and it's okay. It's okay, especially with this song, It's Not the Spotlight. And then we actually see a dead girl as a spirit. She puts her jacket back on, zips it up, walks off into traffic, and just disappears. And it's like, oh fuck. I'm not even joking. Before I started this review, I had to wash my face off the tears because it fucking makes me cry every fucking time. You can hear it in my voice. When you're listening to It's Not the Spotlight by Beth Orton and watching them move on with their lives after such a fucking horrible supernatural experience, but they made it. They fucking made it. It's done. But this is a horror flick. This isn't no fucking happy ending. So when that's done, all of a sudden you see the little kid in the back. Remember how this movie started with the kid? This movie started with the kid talking to a ghost. And he's just sitting in the back seat of the car because they're moving. They're moving to a different town. We see the kid, we see the camera, and we see all these houses as the car's driving past all these houses. All of a sudden you hear these whispers. All these whispers. And Kevin Bacon can't hear him. He looks back and says, "You okay back there, buddy?" I'm okay, Dad. But he's not okay. Even if Kevin Bacon stopped hearing voices, Jake hasn't. It's not over for Jake. Every single house has a whisper. Every single house has an echo, a stir of an echo, and they know he's there. And it's like he can just hear all their thoughts. Every single house. And he's like this, and he's sitting there, and he's not happy. You know, he might have turned 6 by now, but he's not happy. You can just hear these voices, and all of a sudden you hear this deep voice saying, Jake, Jake. And if you watch it in good surround sound stereo, it's so fucking loud. It's in both speakers. It's in your ears. Jake. And the little kid just puts his head down and goes like this. Because it's not over. It's never over for Jake. It might be over for Kevin Bacon, but it's not over for Zachary David Cope. And his acting is stellar, and Kevin Bacon's acting is stellar. And I'm going to leave it with that, because this review has been pretty intense. And it's been pretty intense for me. I mean, I've sat through this movie over and over, but to sit through it and take notes, fuck, man. Do yourself a favour. You want to get scared? Like Insidious, movies like that? Fuck yeah. Dark Skies, I'll promote good movies. Go back to the year 2000, sit down, put in Kevin Bacon's Stir of Echoes, kick back and let it do the work for you. This is Liam's Library. Next week we're going to be doing... Next week we're finishing we're finishing Kevin Bacon month with his most popular movie, Footloose. So, we've done some pretty heavy shit, and we're going to finish it with a bit of an upbeat stuff. We're going to finish it with Footloose. But do yourself a favour. Go see Stir of Echoes. And fuck, man, do yourself a favour. Go read A Stir of Echoes by Richard Matheson. It's a great book. It's a great psychological horror novel. Supernatural horror novel. The movie is a maniac. An absolute maniac of Kevin Bacon running around trying to fucking find a dead body. Now, if that doesn't appeal to you, I don't know why you're watching my channel. But I love yous. Read some good books. Watch some good fucking movies. Look after one another. And take care. Whoop whoop.